Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and it is a pleasure to speak to you. I am Joseph Picarola, Superintendent of Schools, here with Mrs. Joanna Ross, Assistant Superintendent. Just jumped on board with us just this week, and we're really happy here to welcome another school year, which is about to start. Students start on September 1st. We have teachers coming in on August 30th. And so I'm here today to take you through just a quick update of the schools, but mostly I want to take this opportunity to introduce you to the Assistant Superintendent, and she'll be able to introduce herself to you. So some things to know. Yes, COVID continues to be a part of our lives. No, I am not happy to report that. I do not enjoy wearing a mask. However, the Executive Order 251 from the governor, masks are now mandated in schools. This doesn't make me happy, but it does make me happy that we can be in school full time and not have a part-time schedule. We can have lunch in school. We can have phys ed in school. We can have clubs in school. This is to me all very encouraging. I want our kids to be safe. I absolutely do, and I want to follow the laws as much as we can align to following the law and keeping kids in school and keeping kids safe. This is my intent. So many of you received a letter from me and from Joanna and from Jeff Hallenbeck, our business administrator. We sent this out just yesterday. It's a 5-page letter. It goes through some of the protocols that we have. There are some changes in quarantine times because the CDC has changed recommendations. There are also the fogging. It happens. There are also some changes in policies that are just updated from the newest science and recommendations from the CDC. So please check that out. This does not mean this will be the definitive only time you receive a regulation. You and I know that there will be new information that comes from the governor's office. There may be new information that comes from the Department of Health. When these things get updated, I will update you. But it's not all about COVID. It's not all about COVID. There are other things to be excited about. But before I start talking about them, I will just mention to you that Tuesday, this coming Tuesday at 6 o'clock, will be a single issue meeting virtually, and it will be on the topic of reopening. So when you look at that 5-page letter that you received, and if you have any other questions for us, I would love questions that weren't related to COVID, although I understand many of them will be. You can ask all of those questions to us that evening. We will be live streaming it on YouTube, and that link will be up on the main page of our website. You can send all of your questions to us by email. We'll go through as many as we can. We're actually forming a frequently asked questions list so that we can have those questions for you. So, non-COVID stuff. First, this summer, many people think July and August is a time that the schools are very quiet. This is not the case. This is never the case here. We are always busy. So, what do we have going on? Well, we've had the athletics teams here. They've been practicing. They start getting acclimated to the weather. That's how they begin. They do their exercises. They do their trainings, conditioning, and now they're doing some scrimmages. This is all really promising for us to see the kids on the field again. Just really makes me very happy. We have kids here over the course of the summer have been here for different types of academic assistance. You may recall that we had these academic pods where students were meeting to recover some learning loss they may have had or to recover some credit. That, to me, has been very successful. We've also had Orton Gillingham training for our teachers, and they've worked with students that really working on that second, third grade population of students to really help them to become stronger readers, because we know the difference that good readers has on their academic progress. There have been just a tremendous amount of activities, the marching band as well. Everywhere you go, you've seen students engaging in activities here in the summer. And we've had teachers here as well. Lots of curriculum was being rewritten to align with new standards coming from the Department of Education. This, to me, is all great news. We continue to work with Sussex County Community College in aligning some of our programs, working concurrent credit. You've heard me talk about ways that students can, in high school, earn college credits. This is a work that we're continuing to do. So anytime I get in front of you or Mrs. Ross gets in front of you, I just want to make sure that we say the good academic extracurricular things that we've been up to, and I just don't always want it to be a health update. So those are some of the things that I wanted to share with you, and then of course introduce you to someone that started only this week. Her first time working here, I believe Tuesday was your first official day. She started though because she couldn't resist. She came to our board meeting on Monday night, which was a special board goals meeting. We welcomed 2 new board members, and we had a really wonderful public wide arching meeting on the topic of board goals, strategic vision, mission and vision statements. And to me, this is really important because it points us in a direction. You know that I began as superintendent officially July. I'm here for 5 years. I have a 5-year contract. I hope I'm here for 50 years, to be honest. I mean, truly. But I know that I have a 5-year contract. And so for me, I want to make sure that we're always talking about where we're going. I don't want to just be happy with where we're at and stay stagnant. I always want to be pushing us forward. And so those types of meetings are really exciting for me. And to have Mrs. Ross there for that meeting, in her initial meeting, to have her bring so much positive energy and ideas initially is just really great. So, too much talking from me. Without further ado, I want to introduce you to our new assistant superintendent, Mrs. Joanna Ross.
Well, thank you very much, Joe, for the introduction. I am not only humbled, but honored to be here in Hopatcong. Very much looking forward to serving this amazing, close-knit community that has been not only welcoming, but supportive in just my first week. As Joe mentioned, this is my first week, but previously I've had the opportunity to meet with our amazing district leaders thus far, one-on-one conversations with the principals, as well as some district directors, as well as Jeff and Art, as you all know and love. Additionally, I've had the opportunity to talk with some of our instructional leaders, our teachers, which I just want to pause and thank you, all of you that are watching, but also highlight our amazing Hopatcong staff. This past year was unprecedented, and I have learned and have had the opportunity to talk to some of the amazing superheroes that work here. Education is unlike it's ever been, and as Joe mentioned, we need a direction to head towards, and the direction Hopatcong has been thus far only positive and very goal-oriented, not just on the short term, but on the long term, and that will help us continue to pivot and put amazing tasks, meaningful tasks, innovative tasks in front of our students to have them pursue their passion and figure out what it is that they want to do post leaving us, so that we can be rest assured that we've graduated not only prepared seniors from Hopatcong, but determined and innovative thinkers, problem solvers. So I'm really excited to continue and really get to know each and every one of you, not just our amazing students, the superheroes of our staff, but also you as community members, parents. You have partnered with us in the past year. You've opened up your living rooms to be classrooms, and we can't thank you enough for doing that, for being learning coaches at home so that our students can succeed here and pave the way for what education will look like in the future. That being said, I do want to just share a little bit about myself. I am married to my best friend. I have an amazing daughter. She is 2 years old. Her name is Olivia. And professionally, I started my career from graduating. I joined Teach for America, which is an organization geared to serve the underserved and ensure that every child has a meaningful education experience. I've taken their mission and kept it dear to my heart as I paved my own professional career. I've spent the past 11 years in Passaic Public Schools. I've had the privilege of being a math teacher, an instructional math coach, an assistant principal, and the founding principal of the Passaic Academy for Science and Engineering. I've had experience working with my team to build partnerships, not only with industry partners to help build our programs and infuse industry-level curricula to our students at the high school and middle school age, I've learned to become passionate about concurrent credits. As Joe mentioned, that is something that Hopatcong is working towards and currently offers, and is something that is near and dear to my heart. I've had the privilege of working with students and families in Passaic, so that we recently graduated 7 seniors from the school that I formerly worked at with their associate's degree. And that is something that I hope to continue to work with Joe and the Hopatcong team to make a reality here. That is something unique, innovative, and as I mentioned earlier, something that I think education is going towards to be different. And I want us in Hopatcong to be ahead of that curve and to pave that way to be innovative and different opportunities exposed to our students so they truly can leave us prepared. I will share with you, as Joe mentioned, at the board meeting on Monday, I had the privilege to get to know the board members here, but also work with Joe to really have those hard, meaningful conversations about what we want Hopatcong to look like 6 months, a year, 5 years from now, as Joe mentioned. And having those big goals will allow us to make our day-to-day decisions meaningful and also purposeful as we work towards those our learning targets to benefit the students here in Hopatcong. Overall, I am honored, humbled, excited for the challenging work ahead, because I truly believe that together, Joe and I, the teachers, the administrators, instructional leaders, and students are going to make a wonderful school year, and I truly look forward to working with each and every one of you. I'm going to hand it back to Joe. He's going to give you some updates.
So as you can see, we're very excited to have Mrs. Ross with us. She's already working on the first 2 days of school when the teachers come back, August 30th and 31st, to do some PD. A lot of new ideas coming their way, and it's really exciting to be doing this work. So one other thing I wanted to mention to you is that we have a coordinator of student activities at the high school, Mr. Pete Osen. You know Pete Osen. He's been a member of our faculty for many years, a coach for many years, a science teacher. And we're thrilled to have him serve in this additional capacity. So part of the day he'll be serving as a teacher, as he always has. And the other part of the day he'll be helping to manage both our clubs and activities, but also our athletics program. And our athletics program has, first of all, shout out to the athletics program, because in spite of all the obstacles that they've faced with COVID, we continue to have students that come every day to practice, ready to work, positive and optimistic about our ability to have a season where we can have games uninterrupted by quarantines and such. And it's not easy, because understand, a lot of our students, athletics is what gets them excited for school. And without it, we're really taking a huge part away from not only their enthusiasm about school, but also a lot of their social relationships. So I can't emphasize enough how important some of our athletics programs and our activities are to really the lifeblood of our school. Having Pete running these programs is a real blessing for us, because he's someone that does know the community. He's been here, he does know the students, he knows the importance of these programs, and he's willing to listen. And to exemplify that, he's been meeting with a lot of community members. I know I've been present for some of these meetings as well, where we've met with some folks at the rec programs, some folks that are retired coaches, some current coaches. We met with the whole coaches team, and he's met with the community members, parents. He had a single issue meeting a few weeks back. He's having another one on Wednesday. So not to be confused with the meeting that I told you about before. Yes, the two of us will be having a single issue meeting on Tuesday. Pete Osen, we're calling it Meet the Pete. I don't know if we're really going, I just think that's a very cute name. So on Wednesday, Pete will be having a meeting for the parents of student athletes that want to ask questions about the future of the athletics program. Again, very excited for Pete and his role. Kurt Zimmerman is another name you know. Kurt Zimmerman is our band teacher. He's been a band teacher here for many years, beloved by the community. You've seen our band. You've seen him. In fact, you've seen him at the football games with the marching band. So you know Kurt. Kurt Zimmerman will be helping us as a coordinator of student discipline. Part of the day, he'll be the band teacher you know and love, so we're not taking him from that role. But additionally, he'll be serving in that capacity to help with some student discipline. We anticipate, again, students will be in school all day long, and you know that there was a time we had assistant principals. There was a time that we had 2 high school principals, co-principals also. Having Pete and having Kurt in these different capacities will help to take on that burden. And I know that Kurt is, similarly to the way I view it and the way Mrs. Ross views it and Mrs. Martinez, our high school principal, Kurt views discipline as something that is restorative in nature and is more about building students up and making them feel positive in a way that they want to contribute positively to our climate in the school building. Discipline will not be viewed as something that is time out, you go there, you're suspended. This, first of all, is inappropriate for students we're trying to teach. Remember, we're educators. This is our job, to educate. That does not mean sometimes students don't have to have penalties. They do, right? However, it's important that students, with all they've dealt with the past several years, to feel that school is a positive place for them. We need to do a better job of it, and I mean me. I mean Mrs. Ross. She needs to do a better job in the last 4 days. No, but we need to do a better job at making students feel safe, welcomed, and that they belong here in our community. And we will do that, and I believe Pete, as I mentioned before, will help, because if students feel attached to their athletics and the clubs, that will help. But Kurt is someone that I believe can build that discipline into a restorative, positive way. Last point, at the middle school, Melissa Kennedy, who you know as a school counselor at the middle school, she will be serving in an additional capacity as a coordinator of student success. And I think that title tells you all you need to know. But essentially, take what I just mentioned about activities, take what I just mentioned about some of those restorative principles related to discipline, and combine them. And that's what's going to be happening at the middle school. We're going to try to attach kids to knitting them into the fabric of the school community and get them so that they feel that they love and appreciate each other and they love and appreciate their school. And I believe by doing so, it's not just me that believes this, data shows that by doing so, we will make students academically more proficient. We will give them more tools to succeed, not just in school, but out. And so those 3 positions, I wanted to make sure I gave a special announcement on those. And we're very excited, and hopefully that sets us in a appropriate trajectory to continue all the good work that we plan to do in the next several years. So thank you. Thank you for joining us for this. Thank you again to Jim Fitzpatrick for always giving us this outlet. And don't miss Tuesday for our single issue meeting, 6 o'clock, virtual. Link is on our website. Thank you, and let's make it a good school year.
I have learned that Hopatcong is not only a close-knit community, but a welcoming family in multiple ways. And I truly look forward to working with Joe, our school leaders, and our staff and students to build Hopatcong to be better than ever. Thank you so much.